Everybody dreams of giving a TED Talk at some point of time in their life. You could be an expert in any domain or field, but a TEDx platform, I'm sure, is one of your dreams. Now, some of us who are watching this can watch TEDx videos but need not want to give a TED Talk. But you might want to pick out certain attributes that TEDx speakers use to make their talk absolutely brilliant. About 10 years ago, I watched my very first TED Talk called How to Stop Screwing Yourself Over by Mel Robbins, and I was absolutely blown away.
I'm here for you. I'm going to tell you everything I know in less than 18 minutes about how to get what you want.
I had just started my journey of Toastmasters. I had just started giving speeches and debate competitions in college, and I definitely wanted to go on that TED Talk and speak like Mel Robbins. Since then, I've heard over hundreds of talks, and I've been a die-hard fan of this entire TED event and how they curate these wonderful talks. So what I've done is I've decoded 6 timeless principles most amazing TEDx speakers use in their speeches that you could use while you are presenting your own. Point number 1, storytelling. Most great public speakers might not have all the other skills that I might say in this video, but will have this one attribute for sure. If you want to be a great communicator, a public speaker, you must be a great storyteller. Now, what does storytelling entail? Storytelling, according to me, entails 2 parts. Number 1 is the first E. It's called experiences. People who can share their experiences to the rest of the crowd and actually make them feel that they are watching a movie in their heads, they are great storytellers. And experiences in the storytelling world are called anecdotes. So make sure you use anecdotes which are short, concise, and precise. On the other hand of storytelling is examples. This is when you use stories in which you are not a part of. Examples could be another way to convey a message, to convey a moral, to convey something super specific to your audience by using a borrowed story or a story that you might have heard somewhere else. So remember, you must be a great storyteller to be a great communicator. Number 2, passion. Passion is one such infectious, contagious attribute in public speaking that it actually radiates through people. Passion has a very strong vibration. You might have observed at some point of time in your life when somebody gave an amazing passionate speech. I'm sure you still remember it today. A great passionate speech is like what Maya Angelou says. People will not remember what you said, people will not remember how you said it, but people will definitely remember how you made them feel. And the only way to make your audience feel something is by speaking with passion. 3, clear and concise messaging. Over the last 10 years of my public speaking journey, I had one big problem of overcomplicating things, and I used to always beat around the bush just to show the audience that I also had something called as intellect, to also show the audience that I was smart, to show the audience that I was also capable of giving a great speech like anybody else. However, I remember my mentor, Dr. Rajdeep Manwani, a few years ago called me close and he said, listen Lalith, if you want to be a great public speaker, you must understand that whatever you say, however you say it, should be understood by your audience. And if you want to know that you have a great speech or if you have a great topic to speak about, always think about speaking to children. Because children are people who tend to have very low attention span. So if you're not good, they immediately stop listening to you and they start doing their own thing. And he also said children love simple things. They don't like complicated stuff. By throwing too much statistics, too much analytics, too much projections, predictions, you are going to only complicate your speech much more. So remember, Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. If you don't have the ability to take a speech, no matter how complicated, and make a small little child understand it, then you don't have a great speech. Keep it simple and I'm sure you will get the desired results. 4. Visual aids. Visual aids are one of the most important yet underestimated aspects of public speaking. When you are doing a presentation or when you are speaking, having a visual aid in terms of a prop, a product, slides, video, or a picture helps you reinforce what you are trying to say. If you are giving, let's say, a report, or let's say you are presenting analysis to somebody, there is no way you could do it with ease without having visual representation. You might require pie charts, bar charts to replicate the data that you've collected. You might also want to have numbers written down in front of the screen so that the audience remembers these numbers if they are really important. You might also want to showcase the product in front of the audience as it builds more relatability, and whatever you are trying to say could be immediately demonstrated and the audience will get proof of concept. And with proof of concept, you build the most important part of the audience and speaker relationship, which is called trust. So make sure you use visual aids, especially when you want to reinforce, especially when you want to highlight something, or when you want to explain something in detail, you must use a visual aid. 5. Have an engaging delivery style. Having an engaging delivery style simply means that you are bringing the dynamic aspect of public speaking to life. This is where you engage with the audience and ensure that they are fully participating by paying full attention to what you have to say. Now, let me give you a few small little techniques that you could engage your audience much better. Number 1, say something that makes them pop their eye out. It could be a startling fact or it could be statistics that they do not know about. The second part about making yourself super engaging is to ask your audience questions. And when you ask your audience questions, you are involving them. And on the other side, people who are distracted, taking care of children, attending their phones, or talking to somebody else will soon know that it could be their chance to answer a question that you might be asking from stage. And that will put the spotlight on them. And nobody wants to look like an odd duck in an entire audience that's paying attention, right? So make sure you ask engaging questions. And last but not the least, and I think this only a few people who are gifted with the ability of making people laugh can actually do this. Yes, it's humor. If you can engage your audience with laughter, there is nothing better to engage them with. And this way, your audience will remember you for a long time to come. So ladies and gentlemen, the next time you climb on stage to give your speech, make sure you go through this video and go through all these 5 points that I've told you and incorporate them in your speaking style, in your script. And I promise you, you will see a world of difference. And if this video created that difference for you, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and also the notification icon so that the next time we put out a video, you could watch it too.